Atari once again today dropped a trailer for another updated version of a classic, depending on your exposure, I guess, classic arcade game, iRobot, and I want to talk about it. That's what we're going to do here. Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for clicking on this video. So yeah, iRobot. Now this is an arcade game that came out in, I think, 84 or 85. And published by Atari shortly before they had their big split with Atari Interactive, and Atari, the history of Atari is convoluted. Anyway, I didn't know current Atari had the rights to iRobot. I guess I probably could have found it if I dug through their IP list, but that a great surprise to me. And I remember my first exposure to iRobot after the arcades. Like, I knew in the arcades, and I rarely saw it. I think there were like fewer than 1,000 of these cabinets ever made at all. And I got a new respect for it when I played it more in the late 90s when emulation became a thing, and I rediscovered iRobot in emulation. And I think the original cabinet had a trackball. However, playing it in emulation, you don't have a trackball. I found that playing it with a directional works really, really well. So turns out that's not going to be a detriment in this case, not like a Centipede or a Tempest that has specific controls you really need. So don't mind so much the control issue. Plus, this was initially written by Dave Thurer and Rusty Daw. I have my notes over here. But this time around, they've apparently brought in Jeff Minter, the psychedelic madman, to put a coat of Akahara style paint on this thing, and it's trippy in the trailer, and it's what it's supposed to be, trippy, the psychedelic look that he puts out. Now, the distinguishing thing about iRobot was it was the first mass-produced arcade game that had flat shaded real-time polygons. People had the wireframe stuff like Tempest and stuff like that on vector screens, but this was on a raster screen creating flat shaded polygons, and it was one of the first, and certainly the first mass-produced game to have that. Now, it didn't have any shading, it was very flat, but you can see, I'll show you the original game, what it looked like here, and it just looks so much different. It goes back and forth between this filling in the colors of the tiles from, I think, red to blue or whatever. And you can't jump. You can jump when you want, but you can't jump when the eye is open, has this red iris. If you do that, the eye will shoot you and laser you. Meanwhile, you have guns to shoot these birds and other stuff, and obstacles. And then the other version of the game, the second half of the game, is this space level where you're kind of Zaxxon-y flying through space, shooting down aliens and rocks and stuff on your way to the next level. Now, the original had like 128 levels in the arcade. Not that many. I think I read it was 50 or 60 levels here in this new Reimagined game. And so it's another. We have Recharged, we have Beyond, we have whatever these other types of reimagined games. This one has no subtitle or anything. It's just iRobot, just this reimagined iRobot, which is probably fine. It's not going to. Little confusion in the market because so few people even know what the heck iRobot is, so no problem there. But now that adds to the roster. So now we have Fatal Run 2089 coming sometime. We have Breakout Beyond coming sometime. And now we have iRobot coming. Again, no date given. The roster's really stacking up. How many games is Atari going to put on the coming soon before they start releasing something? So is it first in, first out? You would think in that case, maybe Fatal Run 2089 is coming around the corner. Don't have any dates for that yet. But I seem to get the impression that Breakout Beyond might be a little closer to finished based on the fact that it was in development for so long. And then iRobot, sometime. It looks pretty good in what I saw, but I don't know how close it is to finish, so who knows. But close enough they're ready to announce it. And again, whenever I see an announcement like that with no date given, I usually think within a quarter or so is my guess. I would expect to see this by, February? So maybe by April I would expect to see this. That's my guess, Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure. So, with all these new Atari reimaginings coming out based on previous franchises, legacy franchises that they have, are there any of these three particular that you're looking forward to more? What do you think about this iRobot? Are there others you think they should be doing instead? Adventure. Let me know down in the comments. Meanwhile, I'll throw links to some other Atari news over my shoulders here and here. Hope you have found something to enjoy in this quick video. Can't wait to talk to you again next time.